with allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public participation. If you would like to speak to the council, please fill out a form and hand it to Shannon. Please indicate on the form if you wish to speak during the discussion on a specific agenda item. Remember, council members are not allowed to answer questions during public participation. And please state your name and address for the record. Is there anybody? Nobody tonight? Okay. Presentations. Issue certificates of election, statement of elected official, and provide the oath of office to newly elected officials.
She lost her computer.
Thank you.
Mayor, I'd like to present you with your certificate of elected official for mayor for second term. I'm going to do the statement of the elected officer. So please raise your right hand. I state your name. I, Jacqueline Carrington. And repeat after me. Do solemnly swear that I have not directly or indirectly paid.
Do solemnly swear that I have not indirectly or directly paid.
Offered, promised to pay, contributed.
Offered, promised to pay, or contributed.
Or promised to contribute any money.
Or promised to contribute any money.
Or thing of value.
Or thing of value.
Or promised any public office.
Or promised any public office.
Or employment for the giving.
Or employment for the giving.
Or withholding of a vote.
Or withholding vote.
At the election for which I was elected.
At the election for which I was.
Whichever the case may be, so help me God.
Whichever the case may be, sir.
So then we are going to. Okay.
I never heard that one.
I state your name.
I, Jacqueline Carrington,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of mayor
of mayor
for the town of Bartonville
for the town of Bartonville,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state
and of this state,
and the ordinances of the town of Bartonville,
and the ordinances of the town of Bartonville,
Texas, so help me God.
Texas, so help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you.
I, Keith Crandall,
Do solemnly swear that I have not directly or indirectly paid.
that I,
Do solemnly
do solemnly swear that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
offered,
offered,
promised to pay,
promised to pay,
contributed,
contribute,
or promised to contribute any money
or promised to contribute any money
or thing of value,
or thing of value,
or promised any public office
or promised any public office
or employment for the giving,
or employment for the giving,
or the withholding of a vote at the election
or withholding of a vote at the election
at which I was elected,
at which I was elected,
or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation,
or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation,
whichever the case may be, so help me God.
whichever the case may be, so help me God. I, Keith Crandall,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office.
council member place for
Councilman video, so they have to come
the town of Bartonville,
in the town of Bartonville, Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and the laws of the United States
the Constitution and the laws of the United States
and the state,
and of this state,
and of the ordinances of the town of Bartonville, Texas. So help me God.
and of the ordinances of the town of Bartonville, Texas, so help me God.
Thank you. Congratulations.
That, both of those you'll need to sign.
Okay.
Hey, can you explain to us what the, yeah, the first is? Because it's something new, isn't it?
Councilmember Sam just asked me if we could explain that first form that we read.
A statement of officer. It is a statement of office that you're coming into the office, whether you're elected or appointed. So both elected officials and appointed, like board members, they have to say that, and that's an oath as well, just like the oath of office. It's basically the same information. It's just stating that you're not, did not give anybody special treatment for getting a vote and not having a vote or whatnot. Ed might be able to help me out a little bit more on the
I
explanation.
was just
of that.
curious as to, is this something they just started this year? Because we've never had that prior oaths.
Been a couple of years. Yeah, it's been a couple of years.
But here's done it.
Thank you.
The appointed representative liaison reports, Upper Trinity. Dale, did you have anything?
That had something.
Okay,
Got it now.
Okay.
And,
great.
he also has something that appeared on Channel 8. It's about 20 minutes, I think, but it's really the water use, what's the future of water in Texas.
Okay.
He can give you a copy of it on the internet. If you like.
I do have that and I can send the link. I was not gonna
Thank you.
Yeah, would
put a
you please?
20-minute
Thank you.
video up here because I thought y'all'd kill me.
Yeah, because that was a great presentation that they did on Channel 8.
Was.
So it's on YouTube?
This is just a short video like we've seen in the past.
Okay.
Is the video muted itself?
No, it's not muted.
I mean, like you hover over this.
It worked earlier. Let me stop it and start it again.
Yeah, that's not muted. Wait, did you just mute at that time? There you go. Yeah, if you click it again, it'll mute it. There you go, but it's not playing.
No.
No copy.
I'll send you the link. I apologize. It's not working right now.
It's all right.
But it's very similar. It's very informative. They've really done a nice job with these pieces of keeping people up to the speed of what's going on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
we can watch
Thanks,
at
Dale.
home.
Denton County Emergency Service District, Chief Vaughn.
Mayor, Council, thank you for having me tonight. Just gonna look at the monthly report. We had a busy month. Last month was April was our busiest month ever. March was our busiest month ever. So we continue to see growing trends. When I look at, if you look back at our end of year report, last year, for the year, we were about 3.5% growth, which is good, healthy growth. Already for the past 4 months, first 4 months, we're already projected at about 9% growth. So we had kind of a little bit of flat year, but still good, healthy growth. But we're already seeing a lot of increased call volumes. If you did hear on the news, we did have another car fire at the auto auction facility. That is actually the third time that's happened. I wasn't aware there was an initial one was in 2019. So we have talked to the owner. This time we had about 45 cars involved. Our biggest challenge is there's no water out there. It's in the county. And so our biggest operational challenge is getting water to the scene, even though in both instances back in November and a few weeks ago, it's pouring down rain. So we've determined investigations are complete. It is based on basically because of the rain, is shorting out some of the batteries. So we're working with the owner to see if we can disconnect the batteries before they get in the yard. It is a big challenge though, because we learned a lot. We've been doing some training out there. There's about 250 cars that pass through there every day. All the insurance companies have some kind of ownership of that yard. Progressive is about 70% of it. And if you have a wrecked car within 300 miles, it probably goes to that auto auction facility. So it's a big operation. Thousands and thousands of cars and all kinds of vehicles are there, but it is something we have to work with. It is a challenge, but we're working with them and we're doing some training. They do separate the cars. They do keep the EV cars. This was not an EV car. Neither one of them were. But the propane cars, the hydrogen cars, they're all separated. So, but I just wanted to kind of give an update on that if you did see that in the news. April 18th, last month, was our very first community advisory stakeholder meeting. It was a huge success. We had 20, 30 members from across our district. The mayor was there, a lot of the mayors and town managers and certain community stakeholders across the district were there. It's an opportunity for us to be able to talk about the ESD, get some feedback from the community, and much more time to speak on things other than just the 5 minutes I get to come up here and see you guys. So it was a great success. I think we gave a free lunch. I think is why most people come. Let's be honest there, Brent. What's free lunch?
From Firehouse Subs.
Yeah, it was good. Firehouse Subs, that's right. So we had a good time with that, and we look forward to doing that. Going to try to do that about every 6 months, see how it goes, and we'll just kind of go from there. May 1st was a historical day for us. We put a brand new fire engine in service at Station 513, which is right there off Copper Canyon Road. It serves all of Lantana, all of Copper Canyon, and a good part of Bartonville. So it's exciting to be able to do that. We had a lot of activities. We had free snow cones for the kids, and we did what we call a traditional wet down ceremony where we wash it and wipe it and clean it, and then we push it into the station, much like the old days when they had the horses and they would, unhitch the horses and push the pumper back into the station. So neat. It was very traditional. We enjoyed that and loved just having all the community come out and see that. On May 18th, last weekend, we had a our signature event. We did the carry load event. Huge success. If you know, we did it last year. It was the very first one. We had 150 people registered and turned out. This year, we had over 300. So we doubled. We look forward to doing it in the future. It's our way of having what I call an open house where they can come to the station. But we thought, what better way than to tag on to another community event such as this? And it was a big turnout. It's a great day to honor Memorial Day. It started right here at the community church, the Nazarene Church, went down Jeter behind the Kroger, came back in front of Jeter, went through Lantana, worked its way back through Saddlebrook, and went all the way up to off Gibbons and 511. So 6 miles. I did wear my full gear. I don't know if I'm crazy. I was getting talked in that or pressured into that, but it was fun. A little bit warm, but it was fun. Enjoyed that. The other thing we've done, we just a couple of weeks ago, we started a water and electrolyte drive. Started to get warm. We had a lot of rain, but now we're starting to see humidity. So we asked our citizens, we get a lot of questions. Hey, what can we do to help? Bring water, bring Gatorade, stuff to the station. You can go to any of the stations this month. If you feel generous and you want to do that, bring that by. We'll be more than happy to use that because we go through a lot of water, as you can imagine, wearing all the gear we do and responding to calls we respond to, especially during the summertime. So we always appreciate the sports community when they bring water and Gatorade to us. So other than that, been busy, and I'll take any questions you have. All right.
Thank you
very much.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chief.
Police Department, Lieutenant Scudder.
Mayor, council, and staff. So I'm glad Chief Vaughn kind of said that about March and April, because for us, March and April have also been ridiculously busy. It's so it's nice to hear that we're not the only ones that are been crazy busy. March, we actually had a 51% increase in calls from last year. April, we had 46% increase, just all across the board. And if you look at the actual types of calls, we kind of were everywhere. We had a ton of accidents, all of them on 407, bunch of just random stuff, really, if you just look at everything. And we had, most of them were report calls, so our officers have been busy. If you look to our agency assists actually went down, so they went down probably 15 calls from on average for the agency assist, but everything else in the town actually went up. Let's see. None of those were really significant calls besides just reports. I mean, a couple thefts for like construction materials, things of that nature. Like I said, 10 crashes. So crashes, every single one's usually a report. We had, let's see, and then just touching base on information and upcoming events as well. Like Chief said, we did the carry the load event. We helped with traffic control, and I am still getting over my sunburn from that day. So that was a good 6 mile walk. It was really great. We got our new Taser 7s. I think we had purchased back in December-ish, maybe somewhere around there. They came in and we got everyone trained on. So they've been issued out. We're trained on that. So we got those out. So they're all equipped right now. We have a few training events coming up that we're partnering with Flower Mound PD for the active shooter training. They have it in their schools over there. So we're going to go with them and train with them. So they're having every Tuesday and Friday in the month of June. So we're going to go, and every single officer here is going to go to that. So we'll be able to have that. Memorial Day this Monday, we have our officers scheduled, so we'll be out there to help direct traffic for that. So we'll be able to, have that all done just like we did for the 50th. And then the police car came in. It's not the one we ordered, but we found one, so that was good. So it's white. Yeah, I set it on y'all's desk. I don't know if y'all saw it. Those are the graphics that will be on there. We changed them up a little bit more brighter and bolder.
Everyone's aware we're switching over to white
Yes.
squad,
Mm.
one by one.
Yeah, we're gonna go one by one. Obviously, so it's gonna take a little bit to kind of get them all white, but we talked about it and we feel like white is, for one, it's easier to get a hold of. That's just a thing for some reason. Everyone has black, so white's just typically easier to get a hold of. And we called and got one like the next day. It was pretty nice. But it's cooler in the summertime, so it's not just absorbing heat the whole time. They're way cleaner because black, you can, especially out here, you can go to the car wash, get it completely detailed, and then you drive off and it's just, it just looks messed up. So I think it'll look a lot cleaner, a lot nicer, and it's way more visible to the public so everyone can see it's white and it's, kind of out there for everybody to see. Think that's all I got though. Everything else just,
Question?
yeah. Any questions or anything? Any of the calls?
The alarm calls on you at 16, is that primarily related to our commercial sector, or is that residential, or a combination?
It's kind of both. I would say the majority is commercial, I will say. I mean, I'd venture to say 98% of them to 99% of them are false alarms. People accidentally setting it off, or sometimes are weather related. They'll kind of increase too. You'll see on weather, like bad weather, because thunder sets them off, and that's the residential ones. We do have a few at some of our restaurants where, like Benny Keith, in the middle of the night, will go do a delivery and they'll set them off. So they do kind of fluctuate because it just kind of depends on who's there and who's getting the key code and who's not. But yeah, that's the majority of those are kind of mixed, but I would say for the most part, commercial.
See, there was a lot of road blockages. Is that all of the trees that have fallen, or?
That was a few. Yes,
It
ma'am.
seemed that, there was quite a few.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, a few of those were from the storm because we told the guys, whenever there's a storm, we're going to start doing we're calling it like a storm report. I mean, it's like, hey, if there's a bad storm that comes in, we've told them, hey, drive every single street, look for, down branches, trees, anything of that nature that's going to be blocking the roadway. I will say for these ones, probably half of them, yes, were related to the storm, and the other half were broken down vehicles and things of that nature on 407 kind of blocking. Anything else?
Thank you.
No? No? Okay. Thank you.
The storm report, that's very
Yeah.
helpful.
That was very helpful.
Yes.
It's nice to get.
I feel like out here with the way our trees are, it's just a big deal. I mean, we're out there driving all night long, so it's just, it makes it easier for everybody.
Well, even the major incident report that we may get one a month or
The
something.
significant events,
Yeah,
yes,
just
yeah.
significant, that's
Mhm.
helpful just to know what's going on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We started that. We started the significance to where, it's just, hey, even if it's not something crazy, I've told the guys, hey, go ahead and do one, because it's always nice just to kind of be in the loop for things of, if it's something that could come up, there you go. Y'all guys can keep everybody informed, and, it just makes sense. We're not trying to make anything secret or anything. So it's just, why not?
Yeah, it's
Also, I'd like
nice.
to just give you a big thank you for the effort that you are doing on the McMakin in that corner down there. The citizens really appreciate the visibility that you got there. So thank you for
Barrington?
doing that. Yeah.
Barrington. Mhm.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, anytime we get a complaint for anything with speeding, which, that's usually our common complaint is the speeders yeah, I mean, I've been telling the guys, go out there, check out traffic complaint, and we're going to sit out there and, give it a couple hours and, try to get people on board of, hey, we're out here, we're maybe we are that day and then we're not the next day, and then we'll, change it up, and then, just kind of make it sporadic. So it's sporadic at all hours as well. So no one kind of, they'll hopefully learn slow down and just look at the signs. That's the idea.
Appreciate your efforts on doing that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Yep. Anything else? No?
No,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
Town Administrator?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. If you'll turn to page 22 in your packet, we'll start on the financials. 58% of the fiscal year is represented through April. So, when we're looking at the general fund revenues, we'd like to see less than 42% remaining to be collected. And we're doing really quite well in all categories. Property taxes, again, that was a very close projection, or 1.5 or 1.25% higher than the budget projection. Sales taxes remain healthy. Again, we're starting to see a few places open, and they're starting to generate that, Cloud 9 is open now. I went over there to Marty B's between work end and council for a little ice cream. I know I didn't need that. I did not need that, but the place was packed.
Yes. every
Cloud
day.
9 was packed. The parking lot, there was no place. So again, we're
That's
starting
right.
to see some increases in those sales tax generators, which is good.
I gotta say that ice cream is pretty stinking good.
Yes.
He did a good job with it, so.
Franchise fees, again. very
Take that
healthy.
real
Yes,
quick.
sir.
So on this, related to the sales tax, is the Whataburger, is that opening June 10th?
We've heard mid-June. They
Mid-June?
keep pushing. It could be June 10th. Again, I haven't been given a specific date.
Okay.
I keep reaching out to Kevin and Whataburger because our police department would really like to know that first week's going to be chaos.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
So we don't know. As soon as I know, I will tell you all the exact date.
Okay.
Right now, they're saying mid-June.
I just know on their website, they've got June 10th, but I know that doesn't always mean,
That may be a good day.
so.
So again, that's another one that's going to open shortly, and there's still 2 pad sites over there. Plus we have Andy's Frozen Custard is coming along very quickly. So they will follow right behind.
Yep. Okay.
Franchise fees are very healthy. Again, I'm gonna have to look at that one very closely to see how we missed that one. I wasn't expecting it to be quite this healthy, so we'll project it closer next budget. The others and transfers, that one's really in line, if you will. A lot of that is the interest, the monthly interest we get on the money we hold in their account with First Financial. Development fees, I thought that would hit in April. We had a little bit of a snag. They actually they will hit in May. So next month, that 30,000 will not be sitting there by itself. We'll have $78,000 that we've collected for those developments. Most of that'll go to engineering and oversight of the project for Westwood, their costs.
That's through.
Yes. The permit fees, again, they're building a lot of houses right now in those subdivisions that have been approved. And those permits are 6,000 to 8,000 to 11,000 a piece because of the size of the houses. So again, we're very healthy in our permit fees. I will say, let me take it back one. Development fees, I may project 0 this coming budget cycle because I just don't know that I don't see any large tracks out there that are likely to turn into residential. So I'll probably leave that at 0 and we won't have to worry about it. And I'll just add it if something comes along. And then again, municipal court, also our officers, their main goal is gaining compliance with our speed limits and our stop signs and our other ordinances and regulations. But sometimes they write tickets. So our municipal court is staying healthy as far as revenues go as well. We'll take a look at your next page, 23. Again, there's our trend. I would expect a little bit of a drop shortly. If it tracks as it has in the past several years, that may not happen. We may see a flattening out as we add additional, monthly payers. So we've got Kroger as a quarterly remittance. It shrinks by comparison as we have all these others come in that pay it every month that we collect.
Notice the dips aren't as sharp.
Right.
As you go from August forward.
Right,
So,
right.
And they should have been there, but so.
That is my best assessment of why, again, Kroger is a smaller percentage of the overall pie, so it doesn't dip as much on that quarterly payment. If you go to page 4. Again, we'd like to see 42% or more remaining in these categories. They are all that way except for municipal court. And as I discussed, because of our increased ticketing, they have gone up on their price for our prosecutor and judge. So it is a very small amount. So, I'll end up with a budget amendment coming forward near the end of the budget year because we will be over, but it's not a huge dollar amount that will be over. Do you have any questions on that page? And then we go down into the departments, administration. Again, we'd like to see 42% or more remaining. All of our categories, salary and benefits are right on the nail. Everything else we're healthy in, capital improvements. Actually, those will show up in May. If y'all noticed the parking lot, we wanted that done. We got it cleaned, we got it repainted.
Right.
The building has been washed because we had a lot of stuff from the big storm sticking to the side, so we were trying to put on a little bit of polish for the Memorial Day event, so not a lot.
It's
I
great.
think the whole parking lot was $2,500,
It looks good.
so.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
So you will see some expenditures in there for May, but not this past month. Any questions on admin? Police department, again, we'd like to see 42% or more. That's not necessarily the case on some of ours. Maintenance has been a challenge this entire fiscal year. We are hoping we are nearing the end of that. If we can get this new car in circulation soon, we can slow that down.
That new engine that we weren't anticipating, so.
And yes, that was the big one. The CCPD took care of a lot of that, so it's kind of flattened out our budget, so we shouldn't see any more. It should come out of CCPD.
It's the other there, Dad.
I just brought this in. I knew you were gonna ask that.
Sorry.
No, you're allowed to. You're supposed to ask those things, so that I'm supposed to have this ready. It is,
Yeah, I can't remember. We've talked about that, but I.
There it is. Where's the right one? Sorry, give me a minute. The one thing we are watching in the police department right now is overtime. One thing that it's a challenge, if you will. We've got great officers and they've now all been here. We're closing in on 2 years. They have benefits, they have vacation, kids get sick. So, and then we had the interim period where we had no chief. So overtime is running at about 90% of budget right now. So, Scudder's aware of it, chief's aware of it. We're going to watch that through the budget year.
35,000 right now, right, Ed?
Yes, ma'am.
In overtime. So the officers are building, so we need to talk about that, I think, during the budget.
Having the interim chief situation.
Yeah,
Kind of
with this is
affected a
just
little bit.
overtime because
Yeah.
people have been out and we don't have enough to fill in and stuff like this.
Dues and memberships and travel and training. That's
Okay.
other.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was buying time by talking while I was looking for it. Did y'all have any questions on the police department? Again, we're staying really close. Numbers wise, we're in great shape. Percentages, maybe off here and there, but overall numbers, we're in pretty good shape financially. And then we have we're finally starting to get our animal control report as well as our code enforcement. They were changing software and we didn't have that one for a couple of months. And now they're starting to come out. So you'll see those monthly as well.
This isn't really important, but the story on the bird that got out, what's
I
the,
was gonna add,
well,
the
what
injured
is
bird,
that?
the injured bird?
French time,
Injured
yeah.
bird, I don't have a report on that one. I don't, all we get is this and I didn't hear
Okay,
anything.
I just read this, I'm like, what?
You know,
Okay.
3 separate calls on an injured bird. I was gonna ask, did they find it?
Okay, just wondered,
And then the what was the emus in
yeah.
Brasher?
There's enough boards up. I talked to Bob today that he can't see them. Usually you can see them because they're so tall. So he thinks they may be gone, but we're monitoring that one weekly to make sure they don't have something not supposed to. But as we've discussed in some of our other code issues, if you can't see it from the street or public right of way, then there's not much we can do as a public agency unless somebody's willing to swear out an affidavit on it.
I've seen are the ones that on Glenview.
Any other questions?
On your code enforcement,
Yes, sir.
I mean, that report's just littered front to back with tall grass, weeds. I'll just say this from my perspective, and I kind of follow up what Matt talked about last meeting. Today was the first day I was able to mow my full ditch without getting stuck. So I'm assuming that a lot of this is related to water in the ditches. Have any residents reached out to you once they gotten the warning and said, hey, I can't mow it right now because,
We did have a few that reached out and said, hey, I just need a little more sun and a little more time. And
Okay.
we start with warnings. Again,
yeah,
the one issued citation for 1690 Broom, if you drove by that corner, they earned that one.
And a lot of them, we'll have maybe 5 days and it dries out, but there's a 2 or 3 day window. Well, they don't mow it then. So then, then it rains again and sure enough, we're back to, 7 days of it's wet bar ditch or it's muddy or whatever. Yeah.
And it
So
could be difficult. I mean, if they work, travel, whatever, but anyway, just,
you should weed whack it if you can't mow it. Keith.
well, that's almost 2,000 linear feet.
I wasn't able to get by there this week, but the Colorado on Broom Road and McMakin, did they get that mowed?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, that's the only one that
Yeah.
got a citation and
Okay.
they earned it because that was ridiculous.
Okay.
But they have mowed that one. And again, I will say this, just like with our tickets for speeding and stop sign, we work hard just to get compliance. We're not here to beat up anybody. And so we'll issue the warning and then we'll go back out again before we ever issue a citation.
I assume that was the case. I was just curious if anybody had proactively reached out and said, I want to mow it, but
We had a few.
okay, good.
John,
I had mentioned a week or so ago when you and I had discussion on the tall grass that was growing on properties. What is the town's policy or ordinance that covers a vacant tract of land when the bar ditches are cut, but the actual property is not trimmed or kept within means, especially the one that I think you're familiar with there on Jeter, where the pecan trees are. The individual that mowed that said that the realtor told him that all he had to do was mow up to that first pecan tree and that was it. And the concerns that the citizens have is that now that it's green and it's growing, it's gonna be a forest back there. And that's all fine and well until it turns June and July and it gets dry. That's a fire hazard waiting to happen right there.
Supposed to mow the rest of that one, but I was by there today and they have not. I'll reach out to them again and let them know.
Okay.
It's usually a percentage. I can't remember if it's 12 inches and a percentage of the property must be that tall before you go to a citation. But again, I don't know the details on that one, Councilman, but I can certainly find out and send it out on what is standard. Usually, and I haven't read this one specifically now, it is 12 inches and 60% of the lot covered. Again, if you have an area that's tall, that doesn't warrant a citation or even a warning. If you just have a small area that's gotten wild, that's not something that our ordinance requires us to cite on.
60% or greater.
I think so, but again, let me look at
Have to
that.
Look it up.
Is that our ordinance or is that just kind of typical town?
Typical, but I think our ordinance follows that. Ed, do you have any?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Because
Let me research that one. I'll send out a council update.
Yeah, thank you.
I could see that if it was like Lantana, but out here you got pastures. I mean, you got people that are growing hay that's gonna get up tall. So
I think their concern is that there's no one on that property.
Right.
And, if you're living there, then you control it and, it's all manageable, even if it's 2 foot tall, there's a reason for it. But
Right.
when it just stands vacant, then citizens are concerned about what's happening, especially with that wood line that's all around back on that 40 acres. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Any other questions? Consent agenda. This agenda, thank you, Thad, appreciate it. This agenda consists of non-controversial housekeeping items required by law. Items may be approved with a single motion. Items may be removed from the consent agenda by any council member by making such a prior request prior to a motion and a vote on the consent agenda. Number one, consider approval of April 16th, 2024 regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the April 16, 2024 minutes.
A second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. Public hearings and regular items. Due to the proximity of our property, the subject Property and agenda item 1, Councilmember Sams and I will be recusing ourselves for the duration of this agenda item discussion. And Town Attorney Voss has a statement to make about number 1.
This time, the town council has lost a quorum as specified in chapter 22 of the Texas Local Government Code. The result of a loss of a quorum is that the town council can take no action on this agenda item. Since the item for consideration is approval of a final plat, it is procedurally governed by not only the town code, but also the provisions of chapter 212 of the Texas Local Government Code. This final plat was approved by the Town Planning and Zoning Commission at its regular meeting on May 1, 2024, with conditions. The conditions are all matters of either a typographical or administrative nature that the applicant has indicated to the town in writing that he has no trouble with following and performing. Under Chapter 212 of the Texas Local Government Code, if a plat application is not denied within 30 days, then it is deemed approved by operation of law. The inaction on this item tonight and the fact that there are no concerns from the town standpoint on the plat details, and the fact that the applicant has agreed to the conditions, all means that this plat will be approved on May 30th, 2024 by operation of law under the passage of time provisions of state law. And that's the only statement I have, and let's get them back in here so we can convene.
Number 2, discuss and consider ordinance amending the Town of Bartonville Code of Ordinances, Chapter 9, Personnel, Article 9.04, Officers and Employees, Division 1, generally by specifying job-related duties of the town secretary. Staff presentation, Thad.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an item that we've discussed before. This is to streamline functions of the administrative staff and reduce some overlap between town secretary reporting to the mayor, and then, of course, Daily basically sort of reporting to me, but really working together. And this would allow us to more easily coordinate time off, since there's only 4 of us. And instead of me asking the mayor if I can take off, Shannon asking the mayor if she can take off, it'd all coordinate through me. And so that I can make sure we have town coverage or staff coverage as well. Again, there's nothing changes the council, or basically state law. Council appoints this position. Council terminates that position. Council decides compensation for that position. It's simply the daily functions. And I would report to y'all on Shannon's performance because I'm with her 5 days a week, almost every week.
Just putting Shannon basically under Thad for daily, whatever,
Administrative stuff, yeah.
just organizational wise, it'd be easier.
This is just kind of like a common sense type deal. I mean, if we were a large corporation, we had 4, 5, 6, 10 different department heads, so forth, that'd be different. But as we're doing it now, I think it would make it simplify the operation and ensure that we got coverage when on a needed basis.
Mhm. You're okay, you're good.
I am fine with this. We coordinate as well anyway, and this just makes it a lot easier. And then performance, the town administrator sees 100% of my work product. You see a majority of it, but not everything that I do for the other committees and finance department. So this is going to help him be able to give you guys that information.
She does to help me as well on when I'm working on budget and those types of things.
It makes sense to
Yep.
me. I mean, I was a little surprised when I first became a council member.
Yeah.
We didn't have that kind of office manager type. It makes sense just from an administrative standpoint.
Do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion to, let's see. Yeah, let's see. I'll make a motion to amend the Town of Bartonville Code of Ordinances, Chapter 9, Personnel, Article 9.04, Officers and Employees, Division 1, generally by specifying job-related duties of the town secretary.
I second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. Number 3, discuss and consider resolution amending the Personnel and Administrative Regulations Manual, PARM, Chapter 3, Wages and Salary Administration, Section 3.04, overtime excluding police patrol personnel, exempt personnel, subsection E, by reducing the maximum accrual of compensatory time to 40 hours. I think this is because we have a lot of people accruing 80, 70, I don't know. That.
Thank you, Mayor. You are correct. So again, they will still be paid for their time. It is simply an accrual on the books that, again, with only 4 of us, we struggle to take vacations and not leave ourselves short. So just racking up another large pot, I'd rather them take their time so that they're still racking up their vacation, which they could be paid for, but I'd rather them either take their time or get paid for their time beyond the 40 hours. Again, I'm looking for them to balance their lives a little bit and take what they're either pay or the time that they've earned, but also not carry a huge liability on our books. That's one of those things. I've always got to maintain that as well.
My understanding is that they could either accept comp time or get paid, right?
That is
Their
correct.
choice.
That is correct.
So now we're just reducing the comp time.
The amount that they can accrue
40,
again,
yeah.
yes. You can still accrue up to that 40, and then beyond that, you will be paid at time and a half for whatever time your cleanup day, those types of things, night meetings, things like that.
For anything else, they would get paid for the
Yep, this will not take anything from them. It simply reduces the maximum accrual on the books.
Or take the time off.
Yep.
Either.
Makes sense.
This is our-
Most companies are doing that.
What type of accounting system do we have to keep track of it, and who does that? Whose responsibility is that?
That's our financial software, FundView, and they enter it in on their timesheets, and then FundView takes that, like if they earned a half an hour, it computes the time and a half for comp time. So FundView keeps a track of that. We get a monthly report, or every time we do payroll, we get a report of accrued time.
So the employee is the one that enters all of that time for themselves?
Yes.
Yes, they do. They're the ones who do their timesheets, and then either Andrea or Shannon enter that into the system.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that amending the Personnel and Administrative Regulations Manual, PARM, Chapter 3, Wages and Salary Administration, Section 3.04, overtime excluding police patrol personnel, exempt personnel. Subsection E, by reducing the maximum accrual of compensatory time to 40 hours.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Kim. Number 4, discuss and consider resolution appointing a municipal court judge, alternate municipal court judge, and municipal court clerk and deputy court clerks. Shannon?
Thank you, Mayor. The municipal court staff serves the same term as the mayor. So every 2 years, we have to go ahead and appoint the municipal court staff again. We're not making any changes to what it is. It's still Robin Ramsey, the municipal court judge. He's been here for multiple years. Same with his alternate, Brian Holman. He's been here and have been appointed for a couple of years. And then by ordinance, I'm also appointed as the municipal court clerk, and then Andrea Carpenter is the deputy court clerk. And Sherry helps her out on the day-to-day when Andrea's out of the office or unavailable, and then also helps her through the municipal court that we have the second Monday of every year. So their terms run just concurrent with the mayor. So it's time to do the appointments again. There's no staff changes.
And that was second Monday every month.
Yes.
Discussion, questions? Have a motion?
I'll move to approve the resolution appointing the municipal court judge, alternate municipal court judge, municipal court clerk, and deputy court clerk.
A second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, council. Number 5, discuss and consider resolution nominating Jim Carter, the slate of nominees for the Denko Area 911 District Board of Managers. Staff presentation. Shannon.
Thank you, Mayor. At the last meeting, we discussed who we were going to nominate, who the council wanted to nominate, and staff was directed by you guys at the last meeting to bring back the resolution nominating Jim Carter, who has been serving on that board for a number of years and who desires to continue his service.
He seems to be good at it and enjoys it.
Very diligent. Like he has time to spend.
Do you have a motion?
Go ahead, you go ahead.
I make a motion nominate Jim Carter to the slate of nominees for the Denco Area 911 District Board of Managers.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, council. Number 6, discuss and consider continuance of the annual cleanup day event. I asked for this to be put on the agenda because of the, Thad will tell you about it, but the funds going out are about 7,100 for this year. And I think saw 72 people, all of which we don't even know. We don't even know they live in our town. I mean, they just have to give the name of a road, but Thad, I'll let you.
I was just at Mayor, it's, we had 88 participants the prior year, which everyone had talked about who was out there was down from when the event first started. And then again, 72 participants this year. If you include the mailers that went out and the signs, you're probably looking at $100 per person who showed up. And so the discussion was, is that a value or do we press harder with the bulk pickup, advertise better our bulk pickup that is provided and as part of our contract with Waste Connections, and perhaps do this every other year. Received feedback from Jim Roberts, who said, let's not do it this year and do it next year. Let's try every other year. That was his feedback.
I think pushing our bulk can always help too.
Yes.
And I think that's the first Monday. Is it the first Monday of the month? I believe.
I think that is correct. I'll verify
We'll
that.
check with
Send it
Waste
out.
Connections and we can push that, put out the news flash on that too.
I think it's where we've dropped the ball there is the average citizen does not know the particulars on that bulk pickup. And that would really help for them to be able to discard that instead of waiting once a year. And if you look at $100 per person, that's a pretty expenditure, a large expenditure for a citizen to participate on something that should be town-wise and it's not supported. The only feedback I've always gotten on that is the first couple of years, it was the wood chipping. I mean, that was the greatest thing. But
And that got used pretty well this time
Yeah.
as well,
But I think that what we need to do is there's an opportunity where they can take that down here off of 377.
Yeah.
They're in 1171. I forget now what it is. It's a recycling place, but you can take it down there, but I mean, they do charge, but maybe we can think about stretching this out and just putting it like every 2 years.
That's what I'm thinking too.
I think every couple of years, and we probably should also,
And just
Put back
advertise
out.
it.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I said, and we need to be sure and advertise it. And then I think the citizens also need to know that $100 per person is what it, and as conscious as they are about spending taxpayers' money. I think that'd go a long way if we at least voice that and inform them as to what really it costs the town and the citizens, because that's their taxpayers' money.
When we
Agree.
remind citizens of the bulk pickup, we should also remind them that we offer monthly hazardous waste disposal. I think some people forget about that when they.
I would like to see us too also push that bulk and find out what day that is. And then let's, a week ahead or 2 weeks ahead, let's go ahead and put it out to everybody through the news.
By me.
Yeah, notify me that the bulk, remember the bulk pickup is the first Monday of every month or whatever it is.
Put
Yeah,
it on the web calendar as well.
yeah.
Great idea. Actually, I have an app in Dallas and they push it out whenever bulk is, you get the little push notice that tells you.
So find out what the particulars are, whether there's any, items that are not picked up, so that they're informed, because I think that'd go a long ways on spending the taxpayer's dollar.
Yeah, because I don't know what's allowed to be put out. I don't know.
You can't put your tires out, Margie.
Oh,
We
And-
work on an education program
Yeah.
to better inform people about what's available year round.
All those tires. And I don't think you have to cut up the tree limbs and then
Yeah.
bundle them or something. I don't
I've
know.
seen some in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
with
bundled.
Bundled
Mhm.
and they disappear.
It's gotta be a certain length and a certain bulk, if you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
I know in Haslett, all they did was brush drop off.
Yeah.
They'd gotten away from a cleanup event, and because they had big lots as well, they ended up with an annual or semi-annual brush drop off, because that was the one thing that's people still used, so. But
I will make a motion that we, do the annual, actually, would it be a biannual or
Semi-annual?
semi-annual, cleanup event day for town of Bartonville.
No,
no, that's actually.
semi's
Semi's
wrong.
twice. isn't
So
it?
it'd be by,
Am I and buy are both twice a year?
It'd be-
Semi
I
would
don't
be
know.
twice.
it'd be by, and
Every other year.
yeah,
It's every other
biannual.
year, every other year.
So it would be every even numbered year, 2024, 2026.
And we'll see how the next one goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to have 300 people. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you made a motion to do it again in 26, do it again in 26.
Just do it in even number of years.
Yeah.
So
Okay, have a second.
I second it.
All those in favor?
I had 2 seconds. Who
Thanks, Clay.
seconded? Thank
We
you.
got three choices here, that's all.
Motion carries 3-0. Closed session pursuant to the Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551. The town council will meet in closed executive session in accordance with the Texas Government Code. Number 1, section 551.071, consultation with town attorney to seek legal advice of its attorney concerning pending or contemplated litigation regarding sanitary sewer nuisance at 1287 Gibbons Road, town of Bartonville, Texas versus Paula Harvey, cause number 23-11429-467, pending in the 467th District Court of Denton County. Number 2 will not be discussed in executive session today. Number 3, section 551.071, consultation with town attorney to seek legal advice of its attorney regarding legal issues related to the regulation of short-term rentals and any and all legal issues related thereto. Time being 7:22, we're now in executive session. Thanks for your report, chief. Appreciate it. Sure. Here, you need a chair to get up here. Oh, gosh. No one says. I don't know what you want. Okay, let him get up.
Can we do it? Okay.
Grab all of this.
Back. Or you were.
Okay. God, the quality cost was way down there.
No.
I've almost done that before. That's,
I didn't even know this.
dang.
As my fault, I shouldn't put there that part.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay.
The older you get, the harder it is to bounce back.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
That to you.
Hey, how are you?
Should be all his stuff in there. Collect all this stuff. Thank you.
I was trying to get the Chief Bond.
I'll do it.
So there wasn't anything in the back.
Have fun.
Bye.
I'm going. See you down there. See you later. Be careful.
Yes, sir, Bill. Yes, sir.
See you. Okay, see you.
No, that's always good. Yeah, like, I didn't put sunscreen or anything on, so I was like, it's gonna be early.
And on myself, dude. Yeah. We'll see you later.
All right, see you, Chief.
Or anything.
We lost our audience.
Expected,
What?
expected.
I had to prove that I could get to work, but nobody wanted to do any work.
Time being 7:44, excuse me, reconvened into open session, regular session. No action taken. Item 2 was not discussed in executive session. Future agenda items? Budget.
Yeah, it's a time in it.
Can't think of anything offhand. Seems like they're, yeah,
Your agenda, if you think of it later, we can always add it.
I can't think of anything. Nobody has any other ideas on the future agenda items?
I can't think of anything right at the
Okay.
moment, so.
When will this, with the fire chief be brought to, fruition on the, entranceway to
We're going to discuss that next month in
next one? Okay.
closed session, executive session, I believe. Probably. We'll just move, that was agenda item 2. We'll just move it. So
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Monday.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Anybody.
Oh yeah, well, I notified the neighbors on my street. If you know anybody that lives around you, if you can send them a text or whatever.
Yeah,
let them
about
know
them.
Yeah.
About it. And then we've gotten the signs out. So,
Yep. Thanks for doing that.
yeah.
Thanks
we
for
will.
getting us out. Time being 7:45, meeting adjourned.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you for coming.
That was a very efficient